Hello guys, welcome to HRL Season 7, round number 7 here, Portugal RX, and I'm sure some of you, if you don't remember, this track, Portugal RX, was actually raced in the grand finals of last season, so if it looks familiar, that's where you recognize it from. Before I go into the qualifying times and all that stuff like I usually do, I do want to show off some stuff on this track that's a little bit different, because there have been some changes since we raced it last season. So I'm just going to go through the start here. So all that's the same. This is the same here. Slight change here. This berm is extended just a tad. It's supposed to make it a little more useful. The inside's still probably faster there, but that's just a small little change. Go to the front. It's all the same. So just like we raced it last season, there is a downhill here. But the downhill, you just have to look at it. It's a bit different than it was when we raced it in the grand finals. A very challenging downhill as well that it proved. A lot of people struggling with this section. Definitely a lot of potential time to gain. You couldn't really make passes here for the most part. It was very rare, but you could definitely gain a ton of time here, so definitely a solid addition to the track. Moving on here, this is all the same. Slight change right here. This bump right here is lowered a little bit so you can get a better run, so slight change. And then the sand section, which is pretty similar, except for the fact everything after it's a bit different. So the sand section, the inside was nerfed a bit, still useful but not as strong. The middle and outside definitely got a buff, with the inside being a little bit less strong. So you see a lot more variety, I would think, in the way people run the sand section in this race. Also, this berm is extended all the way out here, and this whole section is different, all new, and actually a very technical section in the track. This is new as well. Little hairpin added over here, back into this way. So that's all. So you can get a little look of it. That's completely different. Going in this uphill, very similar, pretty much all the same here, pretty much all the same. And then we go into a little bit of a departure. You probably remember the oval turn. A little bit different now. Left-hander into a sweeping corner, all the way over here. Another sweeper corner with the rumble, and then one of these frickin' cheesy banked corners with a little bump on the inside, so you can make some crazy inside moves to try to attempt to pass. So that's always fun. Very similar at the start of the sand section. I think there's a bump removed here. I don't remember if it was on the inside or the outside. I think it was the inside. There was a bump removed here, so that's a little bit different. And then I think the last change is the Joker is now just that shortcut right there. That's the Joker. And this little last corner has been added, so that's pretty much it. Going through the changes, just trying to show that this track is a lot different than when we last raced it. So going in the qualifying times, Detail took the pole with a 76.266. Luke had second with a 76.440. Real Deal third, very close behind with a 76.469. Fireball with the fourth with a 77.545. Blake fifth with a 78.035. And Detail and Luke won their heats 1-2 respectively, or heats 1-2. Then Real Deal actually ends up winning the semi, with Detail second, then Luke third, and that's going to determine our starting order here. I guess we should start from this way. So it's Real Deal, Detail, Luke, Fireball, and then I believe Blake. Who's the green guy? Let me check. Green guy is Vulcan. Why does he look so much more dark green? I swear he's a brighter green. And then this is actually a little hype right here. Bean05, the return of Bean. It had actually been several months since he last raced a race. I forget what the exact date was. I think it might have been September of last year, something like that. So it's been a long time, or it might have been January of this year. I'd have to double check that. Point is, it's been months, probably like 6 months at least, since he's raced a race. So exciting to have him back. And then we have Armada on the outside row. Shift, Sector, Elite, and Blue Guy. Oh, that's right. I completely forgot Justice as well. So this is just the race of returning people, I suppose, because Justice has also returned for a race here. And then Camby rocking that outside row. Gate is down, about to drop very, very, very soon. And green flag. Like, literally everybody messed it up. Real Deal, I mentioned it in the earlier starts. The earlier races, he's been on point with his starts, and already big incidents. Bean flew off of the track. That was an incredible feat. I did not think that was possible, but he actually... Let's take a look at a replay on that. We have to replay that. So a lot of drivers shoving to the inside here, and that created some issues, and Bean ends up somehow just launching right over the wall. And that surprisingly wasn't that bad. Could have definitely been worse, but at the same time, sucks for Bean. Very rough start. Especially because he was in the semi, he finished decent. He's actually looking pretty solid at this track. Going into the downhill section. Fairly clean. That actually wasn't that bad. Okay, Vulcan. Yeah, you can just skip that and not let off a wall. That's cool, Vulcan. Yeah, you could definitely do that. So Real Deal off to the early lead. Detail chasing him in second, and I believe Blake in third. So Real Deal, that solid start, which could have been way better if any of those people in the front row hit it properly. Gonna pay off for him. The early lead. Detail trying to track him in second. Blake third, Luke fourth, and rounding out the top five, I believe, is actually Shift in fifth. Oh, he spins out. What was that? Did he, like, hold on to the drift? Not quite sure what that was right there. If I was going to call someone a spin out, I would not have called it in that corner. So, yeah, I'm not really sure what that was. Oh, thanks for the host, by the way, Rebel. Not exactly sure when you did that, but thank you. Completion of the first lap. I didn't check. Wait, actually, no, I remember the time. Never mind, we're good. I mean, could see a battle here for podium position. We could potentially see a battle for the front too. There's possibly two battles here. I'll try to keep my eye on both of them. Oh, this might be it here. Luke going to the inside on Blake, and Real Deal also making mistakes, and it looks like potentially Detail going to take the spot, and Luke also going to take the spot. Both completing their moves at like the exact same time. So that's going to be some switch ups there up front. Real Deal's now going to go in a second, Detail up to the lead, and Luke up to third, Blake back down to fourth. So now we're probably going to see more of that same top three battle that we were seeing in the semi. Let's get a look at wherever. Oh, also, something that I wanted to mention. A lot of people gone this race, so it was nice that we had those returning drivers because Slaunch, Roman were both gone, and Hunter was the other one I was thinking of. Hunter, Slaunch, and Roman, three regulars that generally make pretty close to every race. Oh, Joker usages, and that is very unfortunate right there. All of the top three, and even Blake follows through. So top four all taking their Joker in the same lap, and then that one driver wrecked and decided to take his Joker. That was Sector. He crashed and was like, ah, screw it. Might as well take my Joker. So that was kind of interesting. That's 5 Joker usages. 6? Oh no, Justice just pulls off. Rip Justice. So 5 Joker usages already on the first, or that was like the third lap or so. But very early, oh, Real Deal gets loose, and this could potentially be another pass for Luke going for second. Very close, and it looks like he's going to get his goose cheeks in front of him, but Real Deal with the solid sand section run. This battle's not over. Side by side, and it looks like Real Deal just barely able to hold on to the position. That's going to help Detail. He gets a ton of time off of them battling right there. Battle might not be over. They're still pretty close. Probably see a solid battle between them for the rest of this race. Oh, Sherrod, what? Sherrod popping online. I'm glad I got that in the video. It's a rare occurrence. Shout out to Sherrod. Oh, it's getting close between them. Real Deal and Luke. This battle definitely heating up. Another lap completed, and it's going to be an interesting battle between them too because they all took their Jokers, so you know you're not going to have to. You're not going to have to worry about that getting in the way. It's just going to be straight up battling for these drivers. Let's get an update on where everybody else is. It looks like Camby has worked his way into 5th. Fireball behind him in 6th, trying to fight for that spot. And then you have Sector as well in 7th, actually, doing a pretty decent job so far. But that top 4, man, that top 4 is gone. They are way far ahead. Even a Joker usage out of these guys I don't think would benefit them that much. Ooh, Fireball making mistakes. Sector not able to capitalize. Go sector. Go to the inside. Ah, he did it too late. You have to, if you switch from the berm to the whoops, it's really slow. You have to go into the whoops right away. Shift goes down. Oh, that driver trying to avoid it. I think that was Armada trying to avoid it. Ends up getting into it. But Armada starting to come into the picture here, which is good because he had a good qualifying lap. I suppose he just didn't have a very good start because he had a really solid qualifying lap, and it was looking like Armada would be a top not a top contender, but like a solid top 5 driver here. But so far, it's not looking like it. Still working very hard to get by some of these people. He's got Shift in front of him right now. Armada making gains. Is he going to go for the move here? Armada running the safer and faster lines. Could he take Shift right here? Oh, Shift's actually going to take his Joker. And I would argue that that helps Armada, because now Armada gets... Look at all that clean air for Armada. He can just run laps. Another Joker usage right there. That was a lead. Going to come out in front of Bean. But yeah, I would argue it would probably be smart now for Armada to just stay where he is for a while. I'm not sure if he's used his Joker yet, but especially if he hasn't used it yet. If I was Armada, just stay in that spot. Wait until you catch up to like sector and then use your Joker. That would just be perfect. Big battle here for the top 5. Camby and Fireball going at it. And Shift is honestly right there too. I don't know how, but he is. And Blake, you can see him right there. He's definitely fallen off of that top 3 pack. Wow, Camby and Fireball putting on a show right now, duking it out. Sector and Shift, the classic battle as well. And I might have to go check out the lead. Detail must have had some bad laps, and Real Deal's really putting on some fire laps. He is right there, close behind, in second. Very much so a track of runs. Oh, he definitely slammed pretty hard on Detail's bumper there, trying to show him that he's there, putting on some pressure to try to take this lead back. Yeah, this is going to be close. Bumper to bumper. The question is, when is Real Deal going to go for the move? It could be right now. No, not going to be able to make a move there. Just putting pressure on, man. Just keep putting on pressure. This is the right thing to do. But he's got to know when to make a move. He's got to capitalize when the opportunity arises. Detail actually ran that section a little bit, just a tad better than Real Deal. The battle rages on. Going to be going into the neg camber here soon. Staying so close to each other, pushing each other to a very, very fast pace. Oh, I was thinking Real Deal might go for the move there, but he's going to hold off. Actually loses a bit of time right there. Tries to get a move, gains a ton of time, running that inside bump very well. Could he go for it here? No, just tracking behind. Man, this is almost like a cat and mouse game here. But Detail's gotten a little bit of that gap back, so I'm going to go and check on the rest of the pack quick. Looks like Camby has separated himself quite a bit in 5th. Ooh, I thought that was going to be a Joker driver right there. Fireball has fallen quite back. Is that Armada? I think this is Armada right here, so he's in a solid position. He's in like 6th. Fireball, meanwhile, duking it out with Sector and Shift. Let me check the time. Okay, so we're getting there. We're getting there. I think it's about 2 minutes left in this moto. So I think this battle's going to start to heat up very soon because there's really not that many laps remaining. It's probably like four or so laps remaining. Oh, Real Deal's going to go for it there in the neg camber. Not able to quite make the move happen. Still going for it, just continuously putting on pressure, but not able to make anything work. Oh, no, what's Detail going to do here? Trying to hold him off. Doing a good job of holding on to that spot. Real Deal with the poor run that time. And now Luke's starting to creep back into the picture, getting pretty close to both of them. So this could be very interesting. Real Deal and Luke, oh man, if Real Deal screwed up just a little bit more, that could have been bad for him, but he's able to hold on to the spot, and now both of them have lost quite a bit of time on Detail. So that's probably a breather for Detail. He's definitely breathing a sigh of relief after that. He's got a bit of that gap back. But now the battle is going to potentially be for second and third between Real Deal and Luke, very close to each other, just like Detail and Real Deal were. A different line coming out of Luke. Actually looked like he gained a tad bit of time on it, interestingly, until the exit. Real Deal definitely ran a better sand section, but entering it, it actually wasn't that bad. And I think that's the thing with that line. If you run it, you just got to get that entry, and you might be able to make a pass on the person. You know, it's not as good. It doesn't set you up as well throughout the sand section. I think the jump line definitely sets you up to have a better sand section run. But running that outer berm line definitely gives you a bit of an edge going into it. So if you're like right on somebody's bumper, it might actually be a good move. Oh yeah, it's definitely getting close. This top three battle has just been great all race. And at this time by, I'll check how many laps are remaining. I think it might be 3. It's either going to be 2 or 3. Oh, I think we just hit it. I think that is 2 to go right now. So now we're in crunch time. Only 2 laps remaining. And Detail, like I said, breathing that sigh of relief. He can pretty much just run safe. Oh, a big run out of Luke in the first corner. And I think it's going to be, I think Detail, especially because they're battling back here, is probably safe unless he makes a huge mistake. So the big battle here is probably going to be between Real Deal and Luke. Very close on each other. Any potential moves going into the sand section. Luke trying to go over that berm line again, but Real Deal, I think, definitely ran that jump line a bit better than he did last time. And Real Deal just solid through the sand section. Luke's having issues with the sand section so far, and that's fallen him back quite a bit. But if he can keep running the first corner, then we might still see a battle here. But Real Deal just been having really good sand section runs, and that's even gained him some time on Detail. But Luke running the rest of the track pretty solid. Looks like he gained a bit of time on Real Deal there through the neck camber. Real Deal tends to be pretty strong in this next corner, though. Ran it pretty well. Gonna be coming to the white flag soon. Ooh, that was a bit sketch. Bit sketch for both drivers. And I think Luke had the edge there on that final corner, so they're trading back and forth on these corners for who runs it faster, but we're at the white flag here, last lap to go. Ooh, that was a bit rough there for Real Deal. Gets hung up on the end of that rumble. Definitely going to lose him a tad bit of time. So this battle is not yet over. Like I said, it keeps going on because they're both faster than each other at different parts of the track. Real Deal had a better run through the downhill that time. Let's see if he can keep up his sand section runs. Luke's going to opt to jump it this time. Yeah, Real Deal's still very strong through the sand sections. It's going to take a lot to try to recover this lap and keep this battle for second going. It's just weird how they're both running pretty close lap times, but they're both completely different in different parts of the track. I swear they go back and forth between gaining time on each other. But time is running out, and Real Deal's kind of close to Detail, so he might try to make a run for the lead here. And here it is. This is where it's going to happen. Oh, Real Deal cases it, and Luke's going to get the Goomba on him. So not able to make a run at second, but Real Deal's going to lose his second place. He's not able to make a run for first on the last lap. That is very unfortunate. If he just ran the berm and ran that outside clean, he definitely would have locked up that second place there, but he cases it, and that ends up costing him. Some pretty big gaps here. Roman quick. Alright, so the order, now that I think pretty much everybody's crossed the line, I would hope. Oh, the thing got cheesed. I think that was towards the end there, so it's fine. It was Detail, Luke, Real Deal, Blake, Camby, Fireball, Armada, Shift, Sector, Vulcan, Elite, Bean, and Justice. That was your order for first moto. Second moto, going to be starting up here soon.